From the makers of Hermie the Common Caterpillar, Glueworks Entertainment and Tommy Nelson present, from best-selling author Max Lucado, Webster the Scaredy Spider.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Join us on a special journey as this new 3D animated video helps your entire family overcome fears.
All right, we're rolling.
He's scaring the children.
We decided to do an episode on fear because we really felt like that, what's a common denominator amongst kids? And it's they get scared. They get scared of the boogeyman. They get scared of what's under their bed. And what better way to deal with it than to take these lovable caterpillars, Hermie and Wormy, and let them deal with it with the kids and teach them lessons that maybe mom and dad sometimes can't get through to them.
We as adults even deal with it in ways, whether it's with our job, with an interview we're going to have, or whatever it happens to be. So it's a relevant topic and something that we think a character like Hermie and the series of Hermie can deal with in a fun way, in a light way, but also dig a little deeper and talk specifically about how it affects our heart and most importantly how with God's covering in our lives, we really have nothing to fear.
And if children can learn early that fear can be dealt with, and fear is not some mysterious thing that only a few people can deal with, but that every single person can deal with it, I think we've given those kids a big gift.
Maybe what people need to see is your talent. You do have talent, right, kid?
And the reason we created Webster was we tried to say, well, maybe there's one fear that he would sort of be up against. But the truth is, kids have lots of fears, and so we just said, instead of a scary spider, let's make him a scaredy spider. And so he's afraid of everything. And so in there, kids will be able to identify with that.
I never knew that.
Well, you never asked.
Oh, yeah.
A stick? Ah! It was just a stick. I can't believe I was terrified of a simple stick.
So I wanted to play his character because, everybody has fears, and the thing to do is try to overcome your fears. And Webster did that with the help of God. So it was a learning experience for these kids that will watch this show, and they can learn and they can overcome their fears, because a lot of kids have fears, afraid of the dark, different things like that. So that's why I wanted to do the character.
I am a spider, but not a scary spider.
From day one on the Hermie series, we were blessed to have Tim Conway and Don Knotts and Melissa Disney join us as kind of the roots of our cast. I don't think Hermie would be where it is today without their comedic voices, their timing. They are all a joy to work with. They've continued to be that on each and every episode. We've had some great times in the studio over the past couple of days with all three of them recording these new shows.
Do you think you can do that in one big breath?
Back again is Tim Conway as Hermie.
My granddaughter loves these things. She really does. And I think most children do. It's a very soft way of teaching kids.
And Don Knotts as Wormy.
Tim is, as you know, he's a funny guy just to talk to. And he comes up with stuff, even when you're shooting a scene in a movie, he comes up with stuff that off the top of his head. And sometimes I've ruined takes just falling down laughing at him.
Sometimes our fears keep us from getting hurt.
And you hear that voice, you hear that texture, and the character of who he is and what he's all about comes forth in Wormy, and it's just a beautiful thing to have him along with Tim Conway, but to bring them together in this way, to where Hermie's the kind of out of the box, always kind of thinking about the next little scheme to do what he's going to do, and Wormy being kind of the conscious of, well, I don't know about that. Perfect role for Tim and Don. It fits their personality so well.
As you can see, telling the truth is always best and safest.
Well, I agree. I'll always tell the truth right away. Thank you, Wormy.
Melissa Disney as Lucy the Ladybug.
He's a brave little spider, which everyone now likes.
Melissa is just so talented. Her abilities are just so impressive. So to be able to be a part of this with her, watch her excitement in the studio, and also her passion for the message, it's really exciting.
And what fears has our cast faced?
I think like a lot of kids, I was afraid of the dark, and some of the movies I saw in those days scared me.
Like even when I get scared and I don't want to do something, a lot of times it's just the act of doing it.
I still have fears of snakes.
Frankenstein scared me. I remember I kept dreaming about Frankenstein.
I wanted to be a jockey. That was the truth. I weighed 95 pounds, and it had not been for my tremendous fear of horses, I think I could have been a great jockey, and falling off a lot. But other than that, I really could have been a world-class jockey.
Maybe if someone gave me a boost, let's see. Who could that be?
It's been very fun to see how Hermie has gotten into people's lives. We hear from children who are learning lessons from Hermie about how to pray, about how they are truly special. We've heard from parents about the lessons in Hermie, the issues of lying and telling the truth and Flo the Fly.
It was a lie because you made us think you were in trouble.
And we're excited about the lessons that children and adults alike, because we all can learn a little bit from the garden, you know, in the coming years and episodes.
The biggest thing that Hermie is helping kids understand is that they can all talk to God. You know, if Hermie can talk to God, if Wormy can talk to God, and if God listens to them, then kids get the point. And they say, you know, God will listen to me too.
Don't miss Webster the Scaredy Spider or any of the adventures of Hermie and his friends. Webster the Scaredy Spider, another family animated video from Tommy Nelson and Glueworks Entertainment.